E.N.D here, day 5 for the spoilers of March of the Machine. Leave me a comment below, has this set met your expectations so far? I think could have been a little bit better. Anyway, let's start. And I want to start with a big uncommon card, Phyrexian Sensor, 2 and 1 white, it's a 3/3 Phyrexian Wizard. Each player can cast more than one non-Phyrexian spell each turn. Non-Phyrexian creatures enters the battlefield tapped. Phyrexian Awakening, 2 and 1 white enchantment, enters the battlefield incubate 4. Phyrexians you control have vigilance. If you don't know how to play incubate, I did a tutorial explaining this particular mechanic, how it works. Invasion of Belanon, 2 and 1 white, enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white and blue knight creature token with vigilance, 5 defense counters, and when it's defeated it transforms into Belanon War Anthem. Creatures you control get +1/+1. And if you want to know how to play battle, I did also a tutorial explaining this new card type, how it's played. Corruption of Tawashi, 4 and 1 blue enchantment, enters the battlefield incubate 4. Whenever a permanent you control transforms or a permanent enters the battlefield under your control transformed, you may draw a card. Do this only once each turn. Horror Slumber, 3 and 1 blue instant convoke. Tap up to 2 target creatures, put a stun counter on one of them, then put another stun counter on one of them. Nezumi Freewheel, 3 and 1 black, 3/3 menace, enters the battlefield, each player mills 3 cards, 5 and 1 white, Phyrexian mana, transform it, and it transforms into Foul Flesh Wheel. It's a 4/5 with menace. When this creature transforms into Foul Flesh Wheel, put target permanent card with mana value 2 or less from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Invasion of Algrota, 4 and 1 black, enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to any other target and you gain 3 life, 5 defense counters, and when it's defeated it transforms into Grandmother Ravisengir, 3/3 flying. Whenever a creature an opponent control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it and you gain 1 life. Collective Nightmare, 2 and 1 black instant convoke, target creature get -3/-3 until end of turn. Thanks to Convoke, you can use your creatures to cast the spell, and if you want to know more about Convoke, I also did a tutorial explaining how Convoke works. Invasion of Eldraine, 3 and 1 black, enters the battlefield, target opponent discards 2 cards, 4 defense counters, and when it's defeated, it transforms into Prickle Fairies, it's a 2/2 with flying. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 2 or fewer cards in hand, it deals 2 damage to them. Lithomanting Barrage, for 1 red, sorcery, this spell can't be countered. It deals 1 damage to target creature or planeswalker. It deals 5 damage instead if that target is white and or blue. Kenra Spell Spear, for 1 and 1 red, it's a 2/2, trample prowess, 3 and 1 blue Phyrexian mana, transform it, and it transforms into Gitaxian Spellstalker, 3/3, trample, war 2, prowess. Herbology Instructor, for 1 and 1 green, it's a 1/3, enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life, 6 and 1 black Phyrexian mana, transform it, and it transforms into Element Summoner, 3/3. When it transforms, target creature and opponent control gets -0/-X until end of turn, where X is its power. Invasion of Kylem, 2, 1 red and 1 white, enters the battlefield, up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+0 and gain vigilance and haste until end of turn, 5 defense counters, and when it's defeated, it transforms into Valor Reach Tag Team. It's a sorcery, create 2 3/2 red and white warrior creature tokens with, whenever this creature and at least 1 other creature token attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. They attack together and both get +1/+1 counter on them. Rare card, Zephyr Singer, 2 and 2 blue, it's a 3/4 with convoke, flying, vigilance, enters the battlefield, put a flying counter on each creature that convoked it. Invasion of Gobakan, 1 and 1 white, enters the battlefield, look at target opponent's hand, you may exile an online card from it. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may pay it. A spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast, 3 defense counters, and when it's defeated, it transforms into Light Shield Array, enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature that attacked this turn. Sacrifice it, creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Rampaging Raptor, for 2 and 2 red, it's a 4/4, trample and haste, 2 and 1 red, gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Whenever it deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls or battle that players protect. Bloated Processor 2 and 1 black, it's a 3-2. Sacrifice another Phyrexian, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies, incubate X, where X is its power. Nahiri's Warcraft 1 and 2 red, sorcery. Deals 5 damage to target creature, planeswalker or battle. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the excess damage dealt this way. You may exile one of those cards, put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. You may play the exile card until end of turn. Not bad at all, because if you target a 1-1, a 2-2 or a small battle, any excess damage will result into looking at the top X cards of your library and you choose one of those cards and you can play it during the turn. Glistening Dawn for 2 and 2 green, sorcery. Incubate X twice, where X is the number of lands you control. That's a nice way to have two big Phyrexian creatures, Jeru and Hazoret, the duo from Amonkhet. 2 red and 1 white, it's a 5-4. As long as you have one or fewer cards in hand, it has Vigilance and Haste. Whenever it attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may exile a legendary creature from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Until end of turn, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Rona, Herald of Invasion for 1 and 1 blue, it's a 1-3. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, untap it. Tap, draw a card, then discard the card. 5 and 1 black Phyrexian mana, transform it, and it transforms into Rona, Tolarian Obliterator. It's a 5-5 with trample. Whenever a source deals damage to it, that source controller exile a card from their library at random. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield under your control. Otherwise, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. And that's what I call a scary Phyrexian wizard. Mythic cards, Kroxa and Kunoros, the duo from Teros. 3, 1 red, 1 white, 1 black, 6/6. Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink. Enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Normal version, and there's also the showcase version from Teros. So that was the last card in this particular day 5 of the spoilers of March of the Machine. Join me tomorrow for another day full of spoilers, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.